Good day, everyone. How are we keeping? I know we are a few minutes early. Just trying to see with the light. The light is blinding. So yeah, the sun. Yeah, it's not. Imagine seeing the sun in Ireland. Wow, unbelievable. But yeah, imagine seeing the sun literally in Ireland. Like it's crazy. But yeah, how are we all keeping? I hope we're all well. It's another great day. Good thing to say it's a good day. It's been a good week. There's been no rain this week actually at all. I don't even remember. I don't think there was anyway. No, there wasn't at all. It looked like. So yeah, it's good summer. It's hotter than probably Iberia. It's fucking boiling warm. Like I was sitting here for the last few minutes. The heat's just coming at me. The sun's just literally coming at me. Like you talk about the sunbed around that or the beach. Like the sun is literally burning me alive here. Because it just shines straight in on me. Like it's literally nowhere else. Like the sun is literally nowhere else. It's over there a bit, but the majority of the sun is literally hitting me right here. So it takes a bit of my seat and stuff. It's not the other way around. I'll be just fucking dead at the moment with the sun. But yeah, hopefully everything is working okay. I just make sure everything is working. It should be working, but surely never done it. I think we are fine. Yes, we are fine. So yeah, the usual thing, we give it a few minutes. I know I am early. But the good thing is I'm always early, which is a great thing, apart from maybe a few times I was late before. But it's always good to be early than late. It's the same with everything. It's always good to be on time for things. It's a good thing. It's a good habit to keep in, to be on time. Surely. Just give me 2 seconds. I just have to leave for 2 seconds. Apologies, sorry for that. I just literally thought of something there and I had to do it. I was like to myself, I was like, what? And I just thought about it. I didn't know how it came into my head, but yeah, I meant to do it, but you know. But yeah. What is this? Hello, Aaron. How are we keeping? Apologies if you were there a second ago. I had to run downstairs for a second. But yeah, Assassin's Creed. I got this in Helsinki too. I'm just wearing around the house. I don't really. We might play Black Flag. I don't know. We'll see how we get on. Like the remake of it. We see, but. It was a cavan. No, he was indeed. Is this Black Flag? It is. It is Black Flag. Yeah. Because they had other shops there, and I didn't. It was like this gaming shop, and I didn't. I don't know. I didn't. There was other kind of games. It wasn't like Assassin's Creed and stuff, but there was other kind of games that I was going to get some other tops because they're not too bad, and it wasn't that pricey though. So I should have probably got a few more because there was gaming tops there and stuff, but not like jumpers, just t-shirts, stuff like this. But yeah. They had it literally before the remake came out. Well, the remake's not even out, but they had it out in the shops. I presume that's the reason why they had that. Because they did have a few of these, so I presume that was the reason why. What is this? But yeah, I hope we're all well. And as you can see behind me, we're in Spain. So Espanol. But yeah, it is very warm. Like that sun is like literally frying me here. Like I'm nearly dead because the heat here. Because the heat's just literally burning me. Like the back of my head is burning. Like the back of my hair here is actually on fire. Because it's just that blinding. Like the sun is just that blinding, and it's blinding me here because it's reflecting on my screen and it's blinding me. So that's why I literally have to squint nearly to see what's happening. Because it's just that good of weather. Yes, indeed. I agree. But no, it's absolutely fucking like you nearly would take you in Spain because it is very warm. Like I'm being fucking roasted here. Now it's like with the sun, but you can see that it's just extremely bright. Like you can't see anything. It's just like it's extremely, extremely bright. Like I don't know how here. Everybody always says, "How the fuck is this so bright?" Like that's why I have the blinds down the majority of the time because it's just when the sun comes out this side, it just beams into my window for whatever reason. Like it's just directly. I literally kid you not. It's literally directly on top of my head into the sun. So the sun's literally nearly in my room to be totally honest at this stage. But yeah, but it's been a good week. The weather's been good this week. I don't think it rained once. That's an achievement. It didn't rain once, as far as I gather. It was a bit frosty a few months, but it didn't rain, which is good. So we have a few things to talk about tonight, today, tomorrow, this evening, this afternoon, whatever you want to call it. Give me a moment. Sorry, I'm doing a few things. Section the sideline too. It's the worst thing about being a YouTuber and stuff is to try and do multiple things at once. It's a nuisance. I don't know. I don't think anybody else will be here probably tonight. I don't think notifications and stuff without. Unfortunately, I don't know what would fix notifications. It's unfortunate, but I only kind of put it up this morning. I probably should have put it up yesterday. I only put it up this morning. That was going to be live. I should have went probably early this morning today because I had loads of time today. I wasn't actually doing too much today. So I probably should have went live because I could have went live there at 4:00. But you know, I don't know if it's early good or what. So. Yeah, the new Assassin's Creed. We're not talking about that. Like I thought about buying it. I did think about buying it and playing it, and then I was like, no, because it just doesn't seem. It didn't seem good. Flying machines, a flying machine. But yeah, no, we have to because you've been asked me to play Assassin's Creed. We have to play some of them at some stage. But sure, it's on the list. Like there's literally a list of games. There's about I think 20 or so. But it's just about getting time. That's the only problem. It's the time to play it and stuff. Because see, the worst thing is, particularly when you're working in a college too, it's very very hard to try and balance. You know, if you did for say for example, if I was a YouTuber all the time, you know, you could play games all day and that'd be great. But you know, when you have to try and balance other things, it's a nuisance, especially because you have to do videos. Except it's a lot of tricking about. But we have to do it at some point. The Assassin's Creed, we have to do some of them. At the time, Jesus, playing fighting video games in your teens, disgraceful. Disgraceful. What would I don't know, the man in the moon say? What would the man in the moon say about that? He wouldn't be happy. He wouldn't like that. Poor Mr. Sweeney. Also, YouTube's very upset with me. Choco. What is this yap? I'm looking at Twitter here and there's just fucking people blowing each other up. Who is going what? Oh, there's apparently a candidate, A.G. Killen from the Irish People. I didn't know there was a candidate for the Irish People. What would Eamon Ryan say? Oh, he's in bed, so he wouldn't say too much. He's in bed, so I wouldn't worry about that. he'd be on about painting that garden shed. So he wouldn't fucking care. He's too busy out to try and destroy the cows. The cows. Some number people you do. Oh, the Eurovision's actually on this week, isn't it? This week coming. Am I right in saying that the Eurovision's this week? I think it is actually Eurovision. When is it? When is it? It is May the 12th. With the semi-finals. The final is on May the 12th. The two semi-finals on the 12th and the 14th. The final is on the 16th of May. That would have been right because last year I was in Tapui. Like this time last year I was actually in Tapui in Finland. Imagine that, how time flies. But yeah, imagine that I was in Finland last year and this time in Tapui. Looking at where Sandeman grew up, etc. So it's crazy to think of that. And then in December I met her, like it's crazy. But it's a terror. There's a lot of countries boycotting it. Like Ireland's not going into it. Iceland, the Netherlands, Slovakia, Spain. There's a lot of countries not going into it. To be totally honest. But it's all a joke. Really is all a joke. And I see already, actually, just the reason why I bring up the Eurovision too. Because Israel has been warned about photo manipulation. Because we've seen on social media when the last Eurovision that there was 3 or 4 Israelis, voting many times, if it makes any sense. They were voting many times, and they were openly saying it on Twitter that they were manipulating the votes in terms of jumping with VPNs to other countries and voting for Israel, etc. That's what, even by their own admission, I can literally even bring up tweets of people from Israel literally saying they were doing it. And nothing was ever done. You think they would be probably kicked out of the competition just for that. But yeah, so it's not much lost that Ireland's not in it. I think we've done the right thing. Like Israel shouldn't be into the tower. The whole preference of the Eurovision is countries in Europe, Like Australia's in it. Like, why is Australia in it? Australia's millions of miles away from Europe. Like, why the fuck are they in it? Good evening, Fiona. How are we keeping? Everyone only was going to go to the Eurovision. He's telling me all about his trip to the Eurovision. He's taking part in the Eurovision. He's going to do a song for the Republic of Bethany. He's going to sing My Lovely Horse. Like, My Lovely Horse will probably win it. So somebody should fucking get that going. Because they probably actually would win it. Alan probably would win the Eurovision if we said My Lovely Horse. Yeah, like that, we probably actually would win it. Like, if we know shit, we actually probably could with that. Because Ireland couldn't beat fucking eggs nowadays. Like, you see the thing we said last time. Preference on the thing, because I don't actually know what it was. I probably get arrested for hate speech, so that's great. But they banned Russia, yeah. But probably Russia shouldn't be really in it. You can argue half of Russia is in Europe. You can argue that half of it is. But Russia did start a war too, and Israel did start a war too. So, it kind of should be one word for all. If somebody goes and blows up other people, you probably shouldn't have put them in. But yeah. But the way I see it, it should be only like the Central Europe, Continental Europe, the Nordics and stuff. I don't know. I don't know was Russia always, and I don't think so because the Soviet Union wouldn't have participated in that kind of stuff. Yeah, he has a child now. I don't know if I think we talked about this before. He has a child now. God, like that Russian fellow that he bet him and bet his team in the high 4 game. He's literally like, it's mad what's happened. I don't know if you've seen it, but it's fucking crazy. Like the fucking edits and stuff they're making of it. It's absolutely fucking insane. But yeah, we get started. So the first thing we want to talk about is actually not about Ireland. It's about the United Kingdom. Now, I think the days of the United Kingdom might be finished, to be totally honest with you, because we have a nationalist party in Wales, we have a nationalist party in Scotland, and all of them, the two parties, what an independent Wales and Scotland. Um, yeah, he's a meme, but I think he's harmless. I don't think he's any harm. I think he's just wanting to be a meme. I don't know if he's even being serious himself, to be totally honest with you. But yeah, so basically what I'm trying to say is probably Wales will go independent soon. And probably Scotland. We're definitely probably independent to referendums in both them areas. So the end of the United Kingdom probably is upon us in a lot of cases, because it's so fractured too. The United Kingdom, I don't know if you've seen the proposals, but it's so fractured. Reform UK is doing very, very well. Like they're running away with it. Like they literally ran away with it. They've taken a huge amount of seats. Labour has lost over 1,000 seats. Imagine losing 1,000 seats in the councils, etc. Yeah, no bother, Finn, no bother. But they've lost over 1,000 seats in the councils in Labour. And they've lost Wales. For 100 years, Wales always voted for Labour because Wales used to be coal mines, etc. Nowadays, they're all closed down. But, so that day's gone of Labour controlling, Wales. And not even that, too. The Conservative Party basically is hemorrhaging support, too. They lost over 600 seats. So basically what I'm trying to say is the two-party system in England between Labour and the Conservatives is long gone. So nowadays it's pretty much a five-party system between Labour, the Conservatives, Reform UK, the Lib Dems and the Green Party. And the Green Party's doing very well in a lot of cases too. But yeah, it's absolutely insane. And they lost control of Birmingham, Labour, even though, the fortress signaling non-stop. Yeah, no bother, Phil, no bother. But yeah, so they've lost control of Birmingham too. The county councils, the city council in Birmingham, yes. But yeah, Reform UK basically has won the night, to be turned answer. But yeah, I don't like. I'm not the biggest fan of Reform UK. I might be honest with you, because their plan of saving Britain is basically throw all the immigrants to Ireland. But they've done very well. Like they live, I know whatever Sinn Féin, but they've done very well. They've got more seats than Reform and stuff in Wales. So clearly, there's a huge appetite for them because they've literally done the best apart from Reform. Like the Labour Party was just annihilated, and the Conservative Party was annihilated in Wales. So there's clearly a huge strive for independence. Whatever about the party and stuff, I think it was more about independence. That's what it was more about in Wales. It was more than what independence from the United Kingdom. And I think that was the main thing, because the Conservative Party are not for Welsh independence. The Labour Party are not for it. The Green Party and the Lib Dems not for it. I don't know about Reform UK. They're probably not for it either. But the Wales Party, they topped the poll. They got 36 seats in the Welsh Parliament, which is a lot. I consider Labour always was on top. Labour controlled it for the last 100 years. So that's a huge shift in the wind there. But we see what happens. But again, the people spoke, and they spoke very loudly too. But I don't know about Scotland. Scotland, as you know, they had an independence referendum before; it didn't go anywhere. But they might do it this time, because again, it's the fifth time now Scottish nationalists are in charge of the Scottish Parliament. Well, nationalists in quotation marks, but want an independence. Let's put it that way. But yeah, Sinn Féin, I don't know. But Sinn Féin's on about a border power here, like for Northern Ireland and stuff. Of course, Northern Ireland, you have to remember, out of the whole United Kingdom, is the most complicated situation. Because, of course, you still have unionists and stuff in Northern Ireland and stuff that are fiercely loyal to the United Kingdom and stuff, and will not give up, that. In some parts of Down, etc. Not so much in Fermanagh and Tyrone, etc. But some parts of Down, they're fiercely loyal to the Crown. And they won't give it up for love of money. It's simple as that. They won't give it up. So it's a very complicated situation there compared to Wales and Scotland. Yes, but I think the thing about it is, I think the majority of people voted for them because they wanted independence. I think that was the thing. Because if they voted for, like, at the end of the day, I don't know who, they didn't really have other options. If they voted the Conservative Party, they would have got the same old budget. If they voted the Labour Party, they would have got Keir Starmer. So I don't know, and I don't know about Reform UK. I don't know why they voted for Reform UK. A lot of people, that was the second party that came out. But I don't think Reform UK are for Scottish independence or Welsh independence. So I think they just voted for whatever party was saying about independence. I think that was the main thing. But yeah, I support whatever the people want. But we see how that goes. But it's a huge loss for Keir Starmer. And it's a miracle how Keir Starmer hasn't got up and left yet. It's a miracle how he hasn't been kicked out yet, Keir Starmer. Fair to say they probably dislike Prime Minister in a long time in the United Kingdom. Two-tier Keir. But it just goes to show you that the United Kingdom is fracturing. Like what I mean to say about it's fracturing a lot because there's very lot of division. Whoever. Yeah, but there still is that in some parts of Down, particularly in Down, you know yourself. Not so much in Fermanagh and stuff, but it's more in Down that's very strong, very strong violence areas. But a lot of it's getting weaker and weaker by the week. Because I don't know if you've seen the latest poll, but a lot of people in Northern Ireland too would be in favour of United Ireland. Like for the first time nearly ever, I think there's a majority that would be in favour of it. Like that would have been unheard of back in the 60s. But yeah. But a lot of unionists too feel betrayed by the Westminster, by the Crown. And the DUP has obviously blown itself up too. Like the DUP are just destroyed themselves with Peter Mandelson. What do you call him? Can't think of the DUP leader. They completely destroyed themselves, and what they did, of course, Arlene Foster, etc. The DUP has completely fractured themselves too. Sees walk all, oh no. But yeah. Keir Starmer. No, I don't think anybody's happy with Keir Starmer. Oh, just don't say that. They'll be very angry if you said that. But I laughed the other day, actually, speaking about Freemasons. There was a competition like for the youth, right? Listen to this. The youth, like youth people for youth groups, etc., to go up to Leinster House, etc. But I kid you not. Guess where they had the thing? Guess where they had the function? They were going to Leinster House, of course, but guess what they had? I kid you not, in the Freemason Lodge. Like, imagine if I was there, I'd be like, what the fuck is this all about? Like, having in the Freemason Lodge. Like, you have a whole fucking building in Leinster House, but you decide to go over to the Freemason Lodge with children, etc., to do your thing. Like, what? Hello, Nanny, good evening. I hope we're well. Don't mind me about Freemasons. It's such a weird thing to probably come in the hill, Freemasons. But no, they're I kid you not. They did. They actually did. They brought children into a Freemason Lodge. Are they crazy? Maybe I'm the only one taking that, but I don't think the Freemason Lodge should be beside Dáil. I don't think it should be there. I don't think it should be anywhere, to be told anything. Yeah, it is a shit show. Like, he's on borrowed time now. Because you have to remember the Mandelson files are coming out soon. Like, what the files, there's more files to come out on Peter Mandelson. Because Keir Starmer knew basically that he had a relationship with Jeffrey Epstein and still appointed them anyway. And even though he didn't have the vetting, etc. So Keir Starmer's gone. Like he's done and dusted. Like it's only a matter of time. He's just kind of, well, how would he use this? He's basically with the lifeboat. He's basically on a ship, right? And the ship is sinking, right? As Lenny just said. But he's going under the Titanic with buckets and putting out the water as the water's spilling in, basically. So that's what's happening. Oh, well, every government's taking advantage of young people, but the Conservative government were the same. They did nothing. Like I'm imagine an Irishman saying about this. Like I have some brass neck to talk about British people and stuff, especially after all this. But it probably was like if Epstein had, especially know about. Prince Andrew, there's definitely was other people involved with, Jeffrey Epstein and the royal family. That's why Donald Trump should release all the files. Actually, the other thing we'll talk about, we haven't even talked about Ireland yet. We're fucking talking about international news. Imagine we're supposed to be an Irish YouTube, an Irish nationalist, and we're talking about everything else but Ireland. We're getting worse than the whole mountain. But no, Donald Trump released the alien files. Now, nobody asked for the alien files. I don't think I ever asked for it, or nobody's ever asked for it. Everybody's asked for the rest of the Epstein files. We want the Epstein files. We want to know what sleazebags were associated with what was done to young girls, etc., on Epstein's Island. We want to know who's responsible for that. But no, he's released the alien files because again, there's still loads of documents relating to Jeffrey Epstein that they won't release. And Pam Bondi, Scam Bondi at the time, was like, they're not going to be released. We're not going to release them. Fuck you. But yeah, there's probably millions more Epstein files to be released, but they won't release them. But yeah, so they released the alien files. And of course, nobody's buying it. Nobody's buying the alien files because it's all a distraction from Iran and all that. That's what it's about. That's what it is, an extraction. Because nobody's ever asked for it. Like, I never asked for it. Nobody in America's ever asked for what the Epstein files. Oh, Wilma, yeah, you mean the deputy leader, yes. But yeah, like, she's not there anymore. Yeah, it's distraction from Iran because, as you know, speaking about Iran, we've been saying it the last few days that nothing has changed in Iran. They haven't given up. Donald Trump's saying about waving the white flag. But then on the other hand, Donald Trump is saying about them waving the white flag. They should raise the white flag. But on the other hand, Donald Trump is saying we're totally won. Everything's destroyed. But if everything was destroyed and the whole army and the military in Iran was completely defeated, the Strait of Hormuz would be open, basically. So basically, Donald Trump is in just an endless war, basically, because they're not going to give up Iran. They're clearly not going to give up because they haven't surrendered. They haven't given up. Like Donald Trump saying they want the deal, etc. But I don't think they did. Like they're not looking for a deal. I don't think. Good evening, Sean. How are we keeping? Oh my God, that sounded strong. But yeah, so it's all a distraction, the alien files. They should release the rest of the Epstein files. So they want to release up and release the rest of the Epstein files. But again, the only reason why they won't release them because there's some very powerful people in the Epstein files. But the other thing I just say about, we were talking about Iran, etc. There is a 3-day ceasefire for the first time actually since the war started in 2022 in Ukraine with Russia. And it seems to be holding well in terms of the ceasefire. So hopefully this is a step in the right direction in terms of achieving peace in Ukraine. Now we'll see, obviously. Touch wood. We'll see how we go. But hopefully so. Hopefully it's a step in the right direction. Sorry, apologies. You know what? I released a video talking about should Ireland leave the European Union, and everybody pretty much is saying we should all join the UK. Like, what was the whole point in thousands of Irish people laying down their lives in the War of Independence and the Civil War, just to say, oh yeah, we're going to rejoin the UK? Like, imagine saying that to people 100 years ago. Oh yeah, during the war, after the War of Independence in 1926, after the Irish Free State was established. Oh yeah, we're going to rejoin the United Kingdom after us fighting the United Kingdom for 800 years and then going through the War of Independence in 1916, rising, etc. Let's join the United Kingdom again. Literally, that's out of the question. Let's give up our sovereignty. And we already give it up, let's be fair, but we give up our national anthem, our identity, the Irish flag, etc. Like, why would you do that? Like, after fighting for 800 years, like, why the fuck? So that's the whole point why we're angry with Europe, because we don't want to be told what to do by another government. So basically, we would leave the European Union and join the United Kingdom, and we'd be told by Westminster what to do. So pretty much you never be finished, because you leave the European Union, then you go to Westminster, you're governed by Westminster, and Westminster tells us what to do. Like madness. Like, why would you do that? Like, that's out of the question. Like, why the fuck would you bother? Why would people come out with such a thing? I understand maybe people say, "Oh yeah, you could be better off," but you know, but it would all kind of be for nothing. Like at the moment, it's already for nothing. A lot of stuff, like the War of Independence, etc. But it definitely would be an insult to them if we said, "Oh yeah, we're going to hoist up the Union Jack over the GPO again." I don't think they would be very happy with that. Patrick Pearce and James Conn. I don't think so. Above the oil and hanging up a Union Jack. I don't know about that. I don't think they would be very pleased about it. And rightly so. I don't think anybody would be very pleased about that. Oh yeah, the system's totally fucked, Lenny. The whole fucking lot of it's fucked. The whole fucking lot of it. Yeah, like that would be fucking insane. Like no reasonable person would ever in Ireland would say, "Oh yeah, let's just throw away whatever's left of the country to the British." Like at the end of the day, what I'm saying in that video, like the British have taken, not the British, the European Union has taken too much control away from the Irish people and we get from Ireland. And the whole reason why I was saying about leaving the European Union is we're taking back control. We want to take back control of our sovereignty for the Irish people. Why would you say then let's join the British to take back control? Like, why would you do that? Like, what was the logic behind that? Like, as I'm saying to the people in the comments, because 3 or 4 people have said it, like, what was the point in fighting 800 years just to go and join the British again? Like, it would be the ultimate insult to your people who fought and died for this country. To just say, "Oh yeah, we're going to fight. We're going to join the British that caused so much harm and pain back. And we're going to bring them back to the island of Ireland, even though they haven't left. But we're going to bring them back. It would be fucking insane." Like people have the right to their opinion and stuff, but that's out of the question. Like it is out of the question. Like nobody would vote for that. Like nobody, if it was put to the odds, the people of Ireland, like nobody would vote for it. Like why would you vote for it? Like you would vote to leave the European Union and stuff as an independent Ireland, but you wouldn't vote for to join the British again. Like wow. Yeah, like the royal family is not as popular as it used to be. It's not as popular as it used to be. Yeah, so it looks like in Galway West, actually, just what I would only say, it's neck and neck between Fine Gael and an independent Ireland candidate. Noah Thomas, I think it is. Yeah, Noah Thomas is the independent Ireland, and some Fine Gael politician. So I would say to people from Galway West, keep Fine Gael out. I would vote for independent Ireland. Now, I'm not going to say I'm jumping for joy for independent Ireland, but I would say rather vote for independent Ireland than vote for Fine Gael if it comes to it, because again, it's only one seat. So it's better to deny Fine Gael another seat and vote for like independent Ireland if you can. I'm not saying again it's up to your own decision, but to keep Fine Gael out, because again Fine Gael is not on your sign. They're for the black and tans. They're for the OIC. That's Fine Gael for you. That's Fine Gael. If you want the black and tans and the OIC back, they're the party you vote for. They're the party for the OIC and the black and tans and the British government, etc., and for the royal family, etc. That's what Fine Gael represents, because they want to bring back the black and tans. So it suit them down to the ground if we ever join the United Kingdom again. Charlie Flanagan can finally dress up as a black and tan, and Leo Varadkar can finally dress up as an OIC officer and go around and shoot people. So you love that. Yeah, like the royal family, it's lucky they're still about. That's what I'm trying to say after all that. Yeah, well, the Queen didn't really want to do much. Like, in fairness, they did do stuff when it was far too late to do things. But the Queen didn't really want to do anything to her son, because again, it was her son. But they should have been done long ago. Hello, Queenface. Good evening. How are we keeping? What do you mean, Santa? Santa's here. Oh, Jesus. I didn't know that. Wouldn't be surprised. In one case. When is the Galway West? No, it's not actually. No, it's not anytime soon. It's May. It's the end of May, I think. I keep forgetting myself. I think it's the. What day is it? On? Let me just, because I'm getting confused. It's the end of this month sometime. West. So it's only for one seat, just to let you know. Oh, Pelligele, Fito, Sanna, Malan. Fito. I tell you, I have a brain like a donkey. Yeah, it's 22nd of May. So the end of this month. Hello, James. Good evening. But yeah, it's the 22nd of May. In spirit, of course. Oh, Jesus. But yeah, that's when it is, the 22nd of May. Yeah. But they all seem to be very in with the paedophiles. Excuse me. Holly Collins, yeah. Yeah, it's been compared to many people. Hillary Clinton once too. Don't forget that. And somebody actually claimed, hang on a second. Hold the phone. Where am I here? Now I have to go looking for this thing. Hold the phone. I actually hold something that you won't believe. And I actually have another story to tell you too. There's actually two things I want to tell you. Holding up the two fingers. Where the fuck am I now? See, this is the worst thing about trying to find things, because every time I go look for something, I can't find it. Bast of a thing. The who and bast of a thing. Oh my god, mein Gott, Vito. Where in the name of Jesus Christ? Sorry, I have to go look for this. Hello, dude. Do I look like a dude? I have to go looking for this now, so bear with me. Yeah, there's I don't know what she's not from. I don't know where she's from, but I think she is Somali. I'm not sure. I've seen stuff about it, but I'm not entirely sure. I never looked into it, to be totally honest. I've seen pictures and stuff, but I don't know much, to be totally honest. So I probably can't really say exactly where she's from, because I don't know, to be totally honest. So give me a moment. Sorry, I'm having the mental breakdown here. So the usual crack. Trying to find stuff. Like I tell you, every time I've went looking for stuff, it's absolutely fucking ridiculous. Where in the name of Jesus Christ? Where was it? I seen it the other day. I can't remember now. Where was it? Where was it? With Tony Blair, what do you mean? What accusations are you throwing, James? Sorry, I'm having a mental breakdown here. Oh, where was it? Oh, here we are. Found it. About time. Took fucking 700 years. Sorry, give me a moment. I'll just respond to these things. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I've seen that actually, but the Ballymun. Yeah, I'm not too sure. I don't dig into this. You're a toaster. What? I'm a toaster. Jesus Christ. But yeah, look at this. Read that there for a second. Have a read of this. So this is to do with the picture. Have a read of that. Have a read of this. Like, literally, have a read of that for a second. So basically, somebody said to me, and I kid you not, that this was my grandmother. Now, hands down, very based grandmother. If I did have a grandmother like that, that would be very based. Like, not going to lie to you, that would be very cool. It's too small. Well, so yeah, you know what? Probably. So yeah, I can't really see when it's in the YouTube studio. I can't really show it that much, but yeah, see, when it's in the YouTube studio, I can't really squeeze. Like, what do you call it? Oh, maybe I can actually do it. Give me a moment. Yeah, the Beatles. You see that bit, but I probably can do it now. Just give me a moment. I can save it to Galloway, and I just zoom on it. I can't really zoom in any more than that. But yeah, just read that for a second. No, I won't tell you it's my favorite fantasy woman. What do you mean? Fantasy? What do you mean fantasy? Dude, that's like fairy tales and stuff. Anna Mountain is very real. Just to be honest. Like, I've seen it myself. I got a hug and etc. from him. So it's not really a fantasy. That's only when you live in delusions, like Kiyostama. So yeah, just to show you, because that's as close as I can get. But yeah. Oh, is it? Well, I don't know. See, I'm not fucking a teacher, but you know what I'm saying. But yeah, like look at that. I thought it was a picture of your grandmother, just from the way the YouTube video looks. You have to read that. Jesus Christ, looks very mothering. Sorry, mothering. I originally thought maybe it was no picture of your grandmother, just from the way it looked on the YouTube video. Also, I think the Beatles song "Hey Judas" may come from the scene in the movie I really like across the universe. Yeah, so there you go. There you go. So yeah, so the basic title was my grandmother, basically. Um, very mothering. Um, so yeah, did anybody ever take that? I could put it up on the community post if people want me to. I don't know that actually. I can't remember that. I don't think I did. So there you go. Along with being Holly Cones. Not me being called Holly Cones. I'm not Holly Cones. I don't identify as Holly Cones. Just to say, before anybody gets any ideas. But yeah, so basically, people have said this is Hillary Clinton, this is Holly Cones, this is, I don't know, or many other people. Hillary Clinton. Now my grandmother, and I did put it up actually, but some of the comments relating to people saying, why is the picture of the former Finnish Prime Minister on your wall? The other thing I want to bring up, actually, it's quite funny. So I emailed Holly Cones on my other account. Shocker. But yeah, I emailed Holly Cones. I got this back. So basically, I probably should show you the email. I sent off to Holly Cones. Basically, I was kind of just, not really. What would you? It wasn't on my new account, like my account that I use. It was on the new account that I use. Let me give a second. Now I know this wasn't Holly Cones herself. It was her staffer. So yeah, yeah. So staffer. So yeah, I kind of set this off. You can take a screenshot of it, just to read it, but just to see what Holly Cones would say, because I was interested to see what she would say about Santa Marin. Because let's be fair, Holly Cones probably should have a picture of Santa Marin in her office, with her probably nearly at all times. Because let's be fair, Holly Cones says she wants to be Taoiseach or Taoiseach. I remember her saying she actually wants to be Taoiseach. Like if Sinn Féin gets in, she hopes to be Taoiseach. Like Mary Lou was Taoiseach, God forbid, and her as Taoiseach, which could happen. That could happen in the next government. But I'm just asking though. Like obviously the most famous social democrat of our time. Like let's be fair, we can't really lie about that. That's undeniable. The most well-known social democrat, etc., across the world. Would you not probably look up to her and try and use some of her ideas in Ireland if you did get into power? God forbid. But I'd be happy if Holly Cones was. We said Holly Cones and got Santa Marin in our place. But as I say, there it is again. Have a read of that and. I'll show you the thing I got back. Because I got it back. In fairness, I got something back. Because I was going to send it from my account, like this account. But they probably wouldn't respond to me. Not even likely. I don't know, it depends. Like some people have weird accents. Fucking music. Oh, Jesus Christ, James. Oh, Jesus Christ. Where's that controller? See, I wish we could get better music, but unfortunately, YouTube doesn't like you playing other music. I would love to put on some Irish tunes, but unfortunately, YouTube's not allowing me to do that. Not allowed. But yeah, I got this response back. I don't know if you can see that well. I can't really zoom in much. It's hard to show, but it's on the community post. But yeah. I do not know a great deal about the former Finnish Prime Minister Sanna Marin, but we will certainly look into her and her policies and discuss them with Deputy Cones. But yeah, this is I don't mean to put him on the spot. Like the person is her general secretary, like the main secretary of her for Holly Cones. But let's be fair, you probably should know something about the former Finnish Prime Minister when he's working for the Social Democrats. He probably should know. Like, let's be fair, he probably should know about Sanna Marin. But yeah, so there you go. I didn't really get an answer to what she thought personally about Sanna Marin, because she never actually said anything about Sanna Marin, to my knowledge. The only person I know that said something about her in the Dáil is actually, funny enough, General Cal McNeill. I would only be delighted to hear that. That's the only one I actually ever heard talk with Sanna Marin, apart from Micheál Martin Metal. So yeah, that's the only person I ever heard talk about Sanna Marin. So you think Holly Combs would. But I was going to also ask, does she have anything to say about the man that was stalking Sanna Marin? Did she condemn, why this court still won't let, like, this man still allowed once around Finland and is allowed to do whatever he wants, basically. But I didn't go that far because I probably wouldn't get an answer. Because as Holly Combs says, there's no link with crime to migration. So, we couldn't have that. So that's that fucking news. Done with. So what do we take? Yeah, the bun. They take 900 years before they get the nuclear power plant in it. But what do we think about that? About the talk about this is my grandmother, and about the email I sent to Holly Combs. I was just kind of curious. Not likely I'm going to vote for the Social Democrats now, just to say. I actually had often people say that to me. Like, would you vote for the Social Democrats and stuff? And I'm like, what the fuck? Are you mad? Like, first of all, there's none of them in cavan. Second of all, am I mad? No. I hope not. But yeah, I'm not going to become a Social Democrat here, I know. Because, let's put it this way, Holly Combs is not that great of a leader in terms of that. Because they're not even on, like, funny enough, like, the majority of Social Democrats across Europe, just talking about even in Denmark and stuff, Mette Frederiksen, etc. The majority of the Social Democrats across Europe are all talking about work-life balance. What Sanna Marin kind of put the stall out for that, because they started talking about when she started talking about it, so they all copy Sanna Marin. But they're all kind of talking about work-life balance now. And Social Democrats here are nowhere to be found talking about it. Holly Combs hasn't even mentioned it as far as I know. Because she's on about the people on asylum seekers. Asylum seekers, we're worried about them. Everybody else, we're not worried about them, but the asylum seekers, you have to think about them. Please think of the asylum seekers. Think of nobody else but the asylums. That's what I hear Holly Combs talk about every 5 minutes of the day. Like, not a word about anything else. And she has every right to, of course. The Irish Constitution allows her to go on and talk about anything she wants, but I still think she should worry about, other stuff. Michael Jackson statue in Cork. I don't know. I don't think she'd be too fond of that. Oh, no. Nobody's trying to annoy me. Like, what exactly? They're not really annoying me. Nobody's really annoying me at all. We'll abolish cavan. Oh, no. We couldn't have that. Yeah, they don't like the countryside. Like, the Social Democrats are about students, like students in college and stuff. They're the only people who vote for the Social Democrats. Like, no working class person. Well, I can't really call myself a working class person anymore because I only work part-time nowadays, so I'm not a working class person. Well, you could probably argue that because I'm only working part-time, I'm not working full-time. I'm going to a course too at the same time. So you could probably argue that what would I be classified as? I still would classify as a working class, but I don't know what the official title would be. Far right extremist. I think that's the title. But what is far right? Gaslighting protest. Oh yeah, with Jennifer McNeill. You could do cartwheels in the hospital. Great stuff. But no, I'm just saying, in fairness to Jennifer McNeill, she was the only one that actually took up for Sanna Marin that time. Like when the dancing video came out. The dancing scandal. As Sanna would call her. So in fairness, she was the only one. Holly Combs was nowhere to be found. I found a batch nowhere to be found. So in fairness to Jennifer McNeill, she took up for Sanna. So in fairness. So she stood up for Sanna. Now, if she stood up for Ireland, that would be even better again. But I think I'm asking for a bit too much there. If she would stand up for Ireland and stand up for Irish values and stuff. But yeah, no, in fairness, we give her points for that, for standing up for standing up. But anyway. What the name of fuck God? Jesus Christ be praised. Jesus Christ be praised. We declare the rights of the people to the ownership of Ireland. But yeah, is there anything else anyone wants to talk about? Sorry, because I went on there for a few minutes about that. I wanted to kind of just share you that because I was actually, I was like to myself, imagine somebody saying, like, they would have probably knew who I was if they did ask. I think Collie Cones knows who I am too, just to say. So if I did do it for my account, like this account, for my email, so my personal email, they would have been like, oh yeah, this is this Santa Mountain supporter. Like that's what they're going to say. They're like, oh, this is this Santa supremacist. So they probably wouldn't have said that to me if they knew who I was. Like if they knew it was me, because I didn't have my name on it. It was a different account, like a different name. I have a different name in my other Gmail account. But yeah. The holds out of the TV license, yes. They are indeed. There's nothing to do with that. Backwards looking at you or somebody. So yeah, I just want to, there's something else I want to just talk about. So I don't know if people have seen, but in Dublin, the National Children's Hospital, the new National Children's Hospital, that's the most expensive in the world. Guess what? Listen to this. That there's only 300 car parking spaces in the hospital. And get this, there's supposed to be 5,000 workers. Supposed to be. Now, I don't know where they're going to find these people, but they find a way, don't worry. They find a way to import them. But let's put this way. There's only 300 car parking spaces for the staff, for the people coming in. And of course, I said it from the beginning that it's a fucking stupid place where they put the National Children's Hospital. Because there should be somewhere in Meath with plenty of place. They put it in the middle of fucking Dublin. Where the whole place is going to be chock-a-block. When it eventually opens in 900 years' time, there'll be flying cows, etc., flying around the place. But yeah, long story short, it was a terrible decision where they put it. And people, they expect people to walk and to cycle and stuff like that from Cavan to go and walk in the National Children's Hospital. That's what they take in their head. And they take public transport and stuff. But, that's in theory, it works. But in reality, it doesn't. But yes, that's great. Great stuff. And this is the next bit. The canteen in the new National Children's Hospital. Again, remember, it's the most expensive in the world. It's small. It's very small and very cramped. So the nurses and doctors are not happy with that. And the staff might not go to work on it because there's not enough space for them, to take the time off, to take their breaks. So yeah, there you go. Country saved. Great country. It's not finished yet, so we're still here. So yeah. I think it's just a jail. The country's been holding ransom, basically. It is a jail. Like, we've been locked into this contract. And they still haven't finished yet. There's no date when they're going to finish. So it's going to be another 10 years before the fuck even get the thing done. Because half of the rooms in the hospital, listen to the next bit, that 2,500 rooms, there's over 6,000 rooms or something like that in the hospital. Over 2,000 of them have not been furnished yet, have not been painted, have not been anything done on them. So long story short, basically half the hospital has not even been done yet, So good go, good work. And then they nearly pulled it down there a few weeks ago. So great stuff. So mighty stuff. The West is falling. But yeah, so what do we think of that? Are we delighted with the investment? I'll go from it. Great, out there. And also Helen McAtee. Oh, actually, we have to talk about this bicycle shed. Do you want to hear about the new bicycle shed? I forgot all about it. We should actually talk about this bicycle shed. Now, it's nobody's ever learned anything in this country, it's fair to say. But long story short, there's a new bicycle shed. I hope we're all delighted with it. It's cost 120,000 basically for a new bicycle shed. That could have been built for basically probably 20,000 at most. But yeah, it cost 120,000 to build a small, like a bicycle shed. In fairness, there's a roof on this one. But yeah, so basically we have improved the small bit too, just to say. because the one in Leicester House was 300,000, nearly 400,000 euro for a bicycle shed outside Leicester House. But yeah, now this bicycle shed's 127,000. So in fairness, at least the bicycle shed's a bit cheaper than the other bicycle shed. But still, in the end of the day, why would they have a bicycle shed? Yeah, but the going by Helen McEntee. Now listen to this. Listen to this one, Lenny. Going by Helen McEntee. This is a gift from God. Like, God himself wouldn't build a better bicycle shed. Like, I kid you not, the woman Helen McEntee, the myth, the legend, came out and said, this is a great investment. This is great for the people of Kerry. The people are all happy and so delighted. They're jumping in the streets. In Kerry, in Tralee, they're jumping up and down. There's free drinks going and everything because so many people are delighted that Kerry University Hospital got a bicycle shed. And Norma Foley is fucking jumping up and down and she's all delighted with a new bicycle shed. So yeah, Norma Foley's delighted. So don't ruin Norma Foley's parade. So yeah, great stuff. And to be honest, that just to say I was being sarcastic, that. Apart from Helen McEntee defending it. So back in World War One, they had a connection with the German imperial house, the Kaiser, etc. Kaiser Wilhelm II. They changed the course because obviously fighting the Germans and having a German name, the House of Windsor, no, not the House of Windsor, it's the House of Holstein or something. I can't remember what it was. It's some German name. It was a big German name. There was something, and then they changed to Windsor. Windsor sounds a bit more British than what was originally. It was a German, pretty much name. So that's how that happened. But that's not that long ago when you think about it. It was just after around 1914, it's like when the war started and stuff. Well, 1915, I think, just before the 1916 Rising. Building the crowd living space. Well, they do. There's an army base in Athlone. There's a nuclear bunker, etc., for the politicians, etc. If a nuclear war started. I don't know if it's still functioning, but there was one during the Cold War. It was the only nuclear bunker in the country, just to say they cared about the people of Ireland. They were only for themselves, basically, nobody else. Yes, never happened, yes. But in going by Helen McEntee, everybody's delighted. The whole country's celebrating over this. They think it's God's gift to the earth. They think it's the second coming of Jesus, to be totally honest. Going by Helen McEntee, yeah, underneath the army base in Athlone. I don't know if it's still in operation. I don't know. But during the Cold War, it was operational. It was the only nuclear bunker in this part of Ireland, anyway. But it was for the ministry, government, and the military. Not for civilians, for the military, because it's still underneath a military installation at known army barracks. It probably still is operational, but it's probably not maintained. I hardly doubt they maintained it. But it is a big bunker, like there's something like 300 rooms and something like that. It's a lot of rooms, and it's about 400 people or something to fit into it. But it was mainly for the government and for senior civil servants, the military, etc. But I hardly doubt there's been anything to know about it since the early 90s or so. It's still there, of course, probably is, because they spent a lot of money, and it was hundreds of thousands of pounds back in the day when they built it in the 1960s, hundreds of thousands of pounds, which would be fucking probably $1 billion or so today. It's an insane amount of money. But yeah. But there was a video I was watching about Ireland's restricted areas, because these are actually restricted areas in this country that you can't go to. Like that, the army barracks in Athlone is one of the restricted areas, particularly going near the bunker, where the bunker is off limits to the public. The area around it, it's restricted area. And then you have places in Wicklow, where the Irish Army do live firing ranges. And then you have the Coro and stuff that's restricted. And there's a few other places. There's a place in Cork too that the Irish Army do live firing. That's restricted. You can't go near it. It's a criminal offence to go anywhere around it. It's a restricted area, and a restricted flight zone too. Like there is places like that in Ireland, but there's mainly only it's mainly only 3 or 4 installations, military installations. That's like that. But the Athlone Army Barracks is one of them, where the military bunker is. But no, it's not the city. It wasn't the council. As far as I know, it wasn't Kerry County Council. I think it was the Office of Public Works. That's what I think it was. I don't think it was the council, because technically the land is owned by the state. It's not the council. Of course, the council would have to give them the planning permission. Yeah, to put it there. But I don't know what's the council now. I think it was the Office of Public Works, because usually it's the Office of Public Works who maintains like off buildings like that, public buildings. I'm not sure now. Don't quote me, but I presume it was the Office of Public Works. But the council probably signed off on it, Kerry County Council. So I don't know exactly who was behind it, but definitely HSE2 had a role in it too. But I don't know who gave who signed off on it fully. But I would assume it's the Office of Public Works. That's what it was. Which the Office of Public Works is not the most reputable people, but I presume it was. I don't have any proof to that, but I'd say it could be. So I don't know. We wait and see, I suppose. We know very little about it at the moment. But yeah. The Office of Public Works. Yes. But yeah, I was watching the video about restricted areas in Ireland, and that's how I found it out too. Because I did hear about it before, just going back to the book on that alone. I did hear about it before during the Cold War, not when I was alive, of course, but I did hear about the Irish Army did have a base. And for years it was rumours and stuff, but it is confirmed that they do. Like have a nuclear, not a nuclear facility, but a nuclear bunker. So, but for years people were saying it was possibly, could be true, it could be not. Because the Woods it was true that they had one, but nobody knew where it was until recently enough, within the last 3 years, people didn't know about it. But yeah. Senior civil servants. Pelligilly. Oh, Roshilava, Walia, oh, Roshilava, Walia. So, I just want to talk about this. I probably shouldn't talk about it, but I probably should talk about it because I did put it up on the video. What is this? I'll give you a moment. Sorry, give me a moment. Sorry, I'm just doing something. What is this? Sorry. Sorry, apologies for that. What was I going to say? Now I can't think what I was going to say. What was it? Fuck me, I can't think now. What was it? Oh my god, what was that? I'm actually having a brain fit. I think the heat's getting a bit. I can't even think of it. Damn it! I can't think of what I was going to say. Damn it! What the fuck? I can't even remember what it was. So that's great, and my memory is going great. I'm like Joe Biden nowadays. What the fuck was it? What the fuck was it? I tell you, if I had a brain, it would be dangerous. Never left, yes, indeed. So it's still called the King's Inn, etc., the Loyal Society, etc. Still called the King's Inn. We still call like mayors the Cahirlocks, what we would for in Irish. We still call them Lord Mayors and stuff. So it never left, unfortunately. The Royal Irish Society, etc. Like, it's insane things, but yeah, they never left. They're still here. But what the fuck was it? Oh yes, now I know. So yeah, I done a video on this. Does anybody know anybody who had skin cancer? I know it's a weird thing to ask, but just so people would, I suppose, understand a bit, just to see how much I have to, well, not how much I have to tell you and stuff. But it's nothing to it's not me, of course. But I don't know if people have seen the community post about it. Because I put up a community post, but I actually even done a video on it too, Tom. But yeah, basically one of my teachers that used to have in secondary school got skin cats. So it's kind of like there's a word to it. It's not like it's skin cats, but there's a word to it, particularly what it's called, melodonna or something like that. Melodonna. I don't know if people seen it. Did anybody see the article ending? But yeah, so one of my teachers that I used to, melodonna. Yeah, I can't ever pronounce, but you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, she got that. Thankfully, she's on the up and up. But I got along well with this teacher. She was a great teacher. She was a great person to me. She was a great friend to me too. I would call her a friend. She was very good to me, particularly when I was in hospital and stuff. When I was young and stuff, when I was going through difficult times. So I'm very grateful for all the things she did for me. She's done a lot for me too. She's truly a great teacher. But I'm happy to see that she's on the up and up. But it was scary. I was shocked when I first thought about it the other day. The only how I found out was the article in the Imperium in Fermanagh, the newspaper. Only for that I wouldn't have found out. I probably would have found out eventually. Somebody would have probably told me eventually. But I was shocked, to be totally honest. So you had it odd, Jason. It's a terrible thing. It really is. Especially because if you read the article too, like I suppose the anxiety not knowing what it was at the beginning was the worst part of it for her. Because you don't know what it is and you're waiting for an appointment, etc. It must be torture, particularly that. But technically she's on the up and up. She got it cut off, if that makes any sense. So at least, it might have been I think she had more serious type. I'm not a doctor, so I'm not too sure about this. But I heard of it before. Stuff, but I never knew anybody who had it personally, if that makes any sense. This is the first time I knew of somebody that had it. But yeah, so I'm glad she's on the up and up, but of course it was scary to hear about it. So the only reason why I'm bringing it up, just always be mindful what's on your back and your shoulder, etc. Well, not your back particularly, and your hips. Always look out for that. Like any black or brown kind of spots, like spots or moles, I would call them, more moles. You always to be aware of that. Like there's some areas you can't see in your back, even when you go to a mirror. So do ask your husband or your wife or your girlfriend, even your friend too, just to look, because it is very serious stuff. And the sooner you see it, the better. Like thankfully she's seen it in time. If she didn't see it in time, it probably would have been far worse. But she's seen it way in advance before it became anything more serious. Like of course it spread and stuff, but she got it just probably in the nick of time. That's what I was trying to say. If she left it any later, she probably wouldn't be here. But I'm thankful that she did see it, and she did go straight away to the doctor about it. But it's always hard too, especially when you have a young child and you're walking, etc., etc. It's not easy. It's very noticeable. Like it was on her hip where she's seen it. It was only about 7. Like it was a very, very small thing. Like it was really small. You probably still would see it if you looked at it in the mirror, but it was still very small. Yeah, I think he's often in here, I don't know. I often see him in here, and I see him in the community posts, etc. sometimes. I didn't know he done dog streams. I didn't know that. See, I go into live streams now and again, but I say nothing. Like I could be there and you wouldn't know him there. So I seen what Sean said one time on Philip Dryer's stream. I think it was Philip Dryer. Yes, I think it was. It was the St. Patrick's Day. I think it was St. Patrick's Day. Yeah, it was a St. Patrick's Day stream, and I caught him what he said. Sean didn't think I seen what I said, but I caught him. I've had particularly met you because Philip Dry was talking to a Finnish woman, and it was like, "Oh, I'm from Finland." He asked where you're from, and she was like, "Oh, I'm from Finland." I don't know why she was here, but she was here. And Sean was like, "Oh yeah, Adrian's woman's from Finland." I think everyone only was there too, but everyone only just kind of laughed at that. I seen Sean what he said, so we caught him. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. But that's back a few years ago now at this stage. I think Philip Dwyer had a YouTube channel at that time too. Like, he still does have a YouTube channel, but not as supposed to subscribe and stuff. He was stood outside by Pierce Street Station. Well, I don't know if that bit, but I remember it was in the comments, like in the thing. And I imagine it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You imagined it in the live stream. We caught you, but we're always watching. We're always there. But like, I could be in just random streams and stuff, and so always be careful. Very threatening. But yeah, so no, it is scary. But no, on a serious note, all jokes aside, do make sure of that. Even if you just do it a few times a year, you would always take the time just to look to make sure there's no spots or any kind of moles, particularly particularly your body, your upper body, more your hip and your back. It can happen on your legs too, but it's more on your main body here than it would be down there. But it's important just to look, to keep an eye on it, because you just never know. And unfortunately, she said, and it's the truth. Never anybody, you never think it would happen to you, basically, but it can happen, and that's the thing. And it's all about seeing it in time. That's what I'm saying. And I know we all live busy lives, but particularly if you see something wrong and you know what's wrong and you feel uneasy about it, do go to the doctor, because that's what the doctor's there for. Now, I know the doctor costs a bit. Like, for example, I do have a medical card and stuff at €60 or something like that to go to the doctor, something like 50, 60, something like that. I had to get a form filled out for 30-something euro for about 10 minutes. So it can be dear, but it's worthwhile, particularly if it's something very serious. It's worthwhile to check it out. But yeah, I actually got a phone call today, but from the medical crowd, because technically now, because I'm not working full time, I would be entitled to a medical card. I think I told you about this before. I wasn't entitled. I'm just kind of before I started working part time now. When I was working full time, I wasn't entitled. It was just kind of over it by a bit, not by much, just by a small bit. I was over the bracket. When we're not talking about much, it was only a few bob really over. It was not much. It was only about 10% over the bracket, maybe even just 10. It was very small over the bracket in terms of the medical card. But they rang me about the medical card, and I was like, oh no, I just couldn't be bothered to look for it. Because thankfully I'm not that sick, and I don't get sick, and I don't, but things of course can happen, but I don't get sick, which is great. So I didn't bother looking for it, because I could apply for one now, because I'm only working part-time now. But the good thing about working part-time, I'm not paying any tax to the government, still paying into a pension. And still paying my PSOI, etc. But you're not paying into you're not paying tax on it, because you're earning too little to be paid tax on it. If that makes any sense. So it sucks for the government. But they got too much in tax for the last few years off me. They got 2 years. Well, 2 years I was working full time. They got too much off me, so they can, keep it. That's what I. But yeah. But I just didn't bother to get it. Just speaking, when we were just talking about going to the doctor and stuff. It's very rare I go to the doctor. The last time I went to the doctor was when I was in Finland and stuff, and that was, that was €215 to go for the doctor for a few minutes. Yeah. Scared to get in. All left the Commonwealth in 1949, yes. But I still have people saying we should rejoin the British. Look at my video, Sean, on Ireland. Should Ireland leave the European Union? And just have a look at some of them comments. Because I'm like, what the fuck? How is that any solution? Are we all looking forward to a big fight in front of the White House? The UFC fight. Now, it's hard to believe that they're going to do it, but they are actually doing it. Get them out. Get them out. No, I didn't want to because they were going to say I had to fill out a big form and all that, and I had to do all this, and I just couldn't be bothered. And I had to get my pay slip and stuff, and I had to get this, and I had to get my supervisor and stuff to sign it. So it's just too much hassle. So I was like, no, fuck you, keep it. That's what I said more. I said because they rang me the other day, and I was like, I didn't look for it. I didn't bother to look, but they rang me because they have it on record that I'm only working part time now. And I would be entitled to it because I'm earning less than what I was earning before. But I just couldn't be bothered. They were saying about other stuff too. I was entitled to something else, but I wasn't bothered to look for it. Because I'm entitled to when I'm going to college. Like when I'm going to, even though I'm part time, I'm only there 2 times a week. I'll still be entitled to them to cover my transport in terms of there's a scheme, government scheme, to pay for your bus fare, even though it's only 2 something. Like fuck me, I'm hardly that stingy that will go to the government looking to pay €4 a week to go in and out. Actually, no, sorry, it would be wrong. Yeah, to go in and out, it'd be 2 and 2, 4, €8 a week. I'm hardly that stingy to go to the government and say, could you pay the €8 fare for me every week? Like, I couldn't be that bad. Like, at the end of the day, that's why I'm working part-time. You can pay it yourself. Like, I'm hardly going to go to the government and look for €8 off them a week, But, couldn't be bothered to look for it. Because you have to fill up loads of forms and it's just not worth the hassle. Especially because I'm finished in 3 weeks' time, the course, which will leave. So it isn't worth the hassle looking for €8 a week to go on the bus. Like, it'd be fucking stupid to fill out 3 or 4 pages of forms for €8 a week for the next just 2 weeks. Like, I could have done it from the start. I knew about it. Somebody did tell me about it because they are doing it. But I don't need the €8. Like, let's be fair, it's only €8. Like, if I'm going to be that stingy, Jesus Christ, But I suppose it's more that you're entitled to it, as an Irish citizen particularly. But yeah, that's the deal. The debt is fucking ridiculous. But it's needed because when you're in pain, particularly, it's good to get it just done. But debtless is just a scam. It's fucking ridiculous, the price of debtless, etc. But yeah. Yeah, like the UFC is. I don't know what's happened with the UFC anymore. But no, I just couldn't be bothered to accept it because I don't know what's going to be the story when I go to college, like full time, in August or September. In September, I think that's I don't know what's going to be the story. I'm not going to be looking for anything apart from the Susie grant, etc. But still, I would have to fork out thousands anyway. Let's put it that way. So but long story short, I don't think there'll be any assistance in any way given to help me with dyslexia. I might get a reader pen, but that would be the very limit that I get. Going by what I'm hearing at the moment. But we see, But I'm doing well because the only support I have at the moment too, I have a reader pen and that's it. Particularly when I do my test at the end of it, I get an exception for spelling, etc. So that's at least I'm happy with that. So I can at least do it a bit, do my exam a bit. So at least I get an exception in that. Speaking of dentist, fucking dentist, big dentist. We would chill out the music. People. Yeah, like I got no help either. Well, at the moment of time, it's a bit different because it is only a part-time thing, but I'm full-time, Yeah, but I don't know. It's quite bad. I understand. It's like 3 in the morning. Jesus Christ. Yeah, no, it's quite bad. But what can you do? There's nothing you can really do about it, unfortunately. But anyway, you can only do your best, so that's all. But yeah. it's a pity, but that's what it is. I tell you, the amount of people I see going to Australia is fucking insane. I was looking up earlier one day. I don't know what I was looking up, but all of a sudden, I was talking to somebody, and they were saying to me, "Oh, do you know this woman who used to go to school with me? She's gone to Australia now." So there you go. So more every day of the week, there's somebody going to Australia that used to be in my school, used to know, etc. It's quite insane. Oh my fucking Jesus Christ! Sorry, I haven't met the quiet down here. So, Pellegrini, Vito. What the fuck am I trying to do? Sorry, I'm just doing this here. But yeah, it's quite insane. It's not really fair when people with additional needs and stuff. But what can you do? As I say, you just kind of have to push on. Unfortunately, it's the sad thing, but it's the truth. Yeah, but a lot of people are forced to. Like this woman, I think. The sad thing is she's just finished college and stuff. Like she has a degree and stuff, and she came out done for, so she has to go. But I think they were saying she has a cousin who's up and over there. She's gone to live with her cousin. And it's actually, sorry, did I say Australia? It's New Zealand, actually. Sorry, it's New Zealand she's gone to. So yeah, she's off to there. I think she's already there, to be told. So I think she left last week. But yeah. So why the fuck am I studying? That's the question asked. Like I could have run away if I wanted to. Like I had the opportunity. A lot of people don't have the opportunity. But I said no. Anybody else would say yes, but too much pride. That's the problem with me. Too much values. That's the problem too. But anyway, I think that's it for us tonight, unless there's anything else. Because we kind of talked about literally everything I really want to talk about. Where the fuck am I now? The West has fallen. Self-doubt, yeah. I understand that. But thankfully I finished second for school and stuff. I'm happy that I did. But yeah, it's not easy now. It's all these fucking tests. All the tests are useless. They're no good to anybody. To be totally honest with you. And I think there's too much pressure on people nowadays with these exams and stuff. And too much pressure in general for getting jobs and stuff. It's not worth half the hassle for people. Be going for interviews and stuff for fucking mopping the floors and stuff. I don't know what's wrong with the Finns party, but I'm just kind of looking at them here and I'm just like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Because they changed the logo of the Finns party. Of course, trying to get away from the mess they've caused. They're trying to present themselves as a new party now because they're trying to just get away. So yeah. Yeah, well, not really to put the label on it. It puts too much pressure on you. And it tells you nothing. It only kind of tells you it's better to have consecutive tests in terms of everyday assessments when you go in every day and do your work. Like a test only kind of shows you there and then what you can do there and then. Not so much what you can do over a period of time. I think that's the best assessment. But anyway, that's all she wrote for tonight. So we hopefully be back Wednesday. All going well, of course. There is a load of videos up on my other channel and on this channel. So do make sure if you have time, have a look at them. So yeah, do make sure if you have a few minutes, have a look at them because there's a good few. Yeah, like thankfully now they're starting to show survival skills. I know it sounds like the apocalypse, but they're teaching people how to cook now and stuff like that, which is good in leaving salt and stuff. Because it's very important to learn how to cook and stuff on your own, etc. Um, yeah, there's no follow up test. That's exactly it. But yeah, teaching people how to cook and stuff, it's very important. Like they're doing that in the leaving sort now, which is good. Um, you could argue there's too much to the leaving sort already without having more stuff onto it. But we'll see what happens. But anyway, take care, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your night and the rest of your weekend. Of course, hopefully the weather stays up too. So yeah, take care, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your night, and we chat again Wednesday. Hopefully, all going well. Hopefully at 6 o'clock or half six around that time. So yeah, appreciate everybody being here tonight. We see you later. And again, just to say, there's a good few videos out if you want to have a look at them. So yeah, thanks everyone. Enjoy, and thank you Fiona, Evan Only, of course, Sean if he's still here. We didn't see Shearsha tonight. I was going to say Shearsha, but Shearsha's lacking on us tonight. She's mitching. But yeah, thank you everyone else. Greenface if he's still here too, of course. Thank you, of course, Lenny too. Nearly forgot you, Lenny. But yeah, thank you everyone. Appreciate it as always, and good night.